Welcome back to another episode of Inboxing. This is the finale of the EMOTY series that I've done thanks to the amazing people at Combine. Over the previous 4 episodes, I reviewed 3 emails in each episode with 4 fantastic guests. And tonight I'll be reviewing all 12 emails with 3 incredible guests. At the end of the episode, we'll review all the scores in order to finally crown the winner of EMOTY 2023. Please welcome tonight's guests, Emily Ammon from the Lifecycle Marketing Manager at Lifeforce, Sarah Gallardo, lead developer at Oracle Digital Experience Agency, and Rahi Jain, founder and email thought leader at RetainUp, a retention agency. And if you want to see all the designs we're discussing, I put all the links in the show notes. And as always, if you like this content, please subscribe and hit the bell. Enjoy the show. All right, first up is Emily Ammon. Welcome to Inboxing.
Hey, hello.
Thank you. Where are you from? Where do you work? What do you do?
So I'm in Denver. I'm in the Denver area, but I work for an LA-based preventative and personalized healthcare company called Lifeforce. I'm our lifecycle marketing manager.
Woohoo! No, there you go. You have it in there, right there. All right. Next up is Sarah Lardo. Sorry, I kind of messed that up.
You're fine. Hi.
Welcome. And you're at you're ready to tell us a little bit about where you are and where you work?
Sure. I'm in Denver. I work at Oracle Digital Experience Agency, and I'm a lead email developer.
Woo! All right. And finally, we have Rahi. And you have your own business, right? You don't work for someone else.
Yeah, so I run my own email marketing or like retention marketing agency. So we have been doing this for like 4 years, and earlier I was running my own e-commerce firm. So I've been like into e-commerce for last like 15 years. Excited to be here. So.
Amazing. All right, well, here we go. I'm going to be sharing my screen. Yeah, this one. Before I do, I'm going to hit refresh it so it starts from the beginning. Okay. There is no sound. It's an email.
So I was surprised when this one popped up because it seems like there would be sound, and I was like, what am I even looking at right now?
Right. You can almost hear it in your head, right?
Yeah.
Like da-na-na-na-na. Right. I mean, I think this email was because it's so not an email. Like that's I think what is so amazing about this is like you don't think of an email as like a 30-second experience before you actually get to the email. Okay. Yeah, so this is the final, and then it looks beautiful and how it should. Okay. So all right. I think now we've fully absorbed it, and we can open up your link and start reviewing it. All right, sounds good.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Okay, cool. By the way, even though it's a live banner, we're not live. There's nothing live about this. Before alphabetical was slipping me. Finale was flipping me. I don't know what was going on, but
it happens to me daily, so it's okay.
Okay, thank you. It's I've had episodes like this before, but yeah, this never like in the middle of an episode. But anyway, yes. Anyway, yeah, like this is what's really cool about this email is this whole interactivity thing.
Yeah.
And it follows all the way through. Like, check out this. That is really, really cool. And then they have this, each one has this section, deserts and grasslands, like about that episode. And then like a little did you know.
It's very cool. None of it is accessible though.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how accessible it is. I mean, it is all real text.
It's not. It's not at all.
What?
But it's beautiful.
Wait, what part of it is not accessible? I mean, this is.
Oh,
you're saying
so
this
if
by
you
default
Yeah, so if you start
Right.
tabbing at the top, you can get those CTAs, and then it just jumps right down to the extraordinary scenes. So it totally bypasses the entire interactive section. So it's not keyboard
Okay.
accessible, which is a major failure. But all interactive content in email is not accessible. So
By default, you can't have something interactive that is
yeah,
accessible. All right. Yeah. So,
Mm.
well, for everyone
with
else,
few exceptions. But yeah,
there's this email.
it's
What's cool
beautiful.
also, what I liked about this, a lot of the content is about like experience they had filming the episode in the Do You Knows. So that was kind of cool. And this design is like so cool. Like the way it's like popping out at you, and like this monkey's like coming out of the bar, sort of. And then I have like a great scene from that episode. I think, does it go all the way through? I think it does.
Yeah,
Like if
it's
I go, I know this is that's static. That's not changing. I thought maybe because it was the monkey, but yeah, no, it's not. That's static. But these are really cool. And this part is, specific to what you just clicked. So that's some well done, guys.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, good job. Way to go, guys. All right. That's and are you ready for Planet Earth 3? Yeah. Even this GIF is like, I really appreciate that it's light. You'll see some of the other emails that we look at like have GIFs that are like 5 megabytes. Yeah, like I feel like, I didn't clock this, I don't know exactly how big it is, but you can just tell, like it's not like HD sharp video. It's probably as light as could be. So,
Right.
All right, I'm going to stop the share and we can open up our ranking, and we can, I don't know if you want to give it a point off for accessibility. I didn't put accessibility as a metric, but if we do this again next year,
It's like my only
we'll add it.
It was absolutely beautiful, though. It was very well done, obviously well coded.
Oh yeah.
And the GIF is technically accessible, not looking too far into it, but it doesn't rotate. It seems to just animate once. So that's great.
Right.
It meets a lot of accessibility requirements, but not the big one. Did this have personalization?
I didn't give it like a high mark for that. But I think it's, it's their list. People that signed up for Planet Earth emails, like they're interested in Planet Earth, and like this definitely, that means they're very excited when they get this email. Like showing lots of different animals and the types of things and types of content that they'll be seeing.
Yeah, and it's mostly personalized on the like their interest type. So maybe like it's not personalized for a single person, but it's like they will have their favorite episode or like some kind of interest.
Right.
Like
I'll tell you, even the last one, the Star Wars one, like it's so tailored to the audience, the email geek community, that I think like in terms of personalization, like it's speaking so strongly to them, like a 5. Like that, in that sense, I thought it was really very personalized. But we'll see some other examples where they hyper personalized it as much as possible. Yeah, go ahead.
I am curious to know what that subject line is, though, for that email, because can it be as compelling as the email itself? Like, there's a good chance I might see that and just not open it just because I have too many other emails, and that would be such a shame.
Right. Well, it's are you ready?
Email camp emails. Now that you know that can happen, you gotta watch all of them.
I know.
Right. But something also about this email is that to access all, they very clearly put it on top, to access all the interactive elements, view online at the very top of the email.
I appreciate that. I've seen other brands put that in their alt text. And so when I view it without images, that is what I see. And I'm like, this is terrible alt text. And this is like, a terrible experience. I would rather see that at the top, just like they did. I definitely can appreciate that.
All right. You guys ready for Pokemon?
Oh my gosh, always.
Okay. Yeah, did I say it right?
So,
I was bastardizing Pokemon in the original episode by calling him Pokeman.
Okay, I'm sorry. I
Um,
have to go back
oh.
because I didn't pay attention to the access all interactive elements view online. So just because
Oh,
you guys
you want me
called
to
it
go back
out,
to it?
yeah, I'm sorry.
I
Well, I
can.
just
Yeah,
wanted
no
to call
problem. I
out.
just closed it. So hold on. All right,
I
we're
mean,
back.
I'm
That's
sorry.
okay.
I'm just more curious if they actually mean access in an accessible way, or if they, because it's still not accessible, right? The view and browser link doesn't make something accessible. You still go to a browser, view it the same way
Oh
we're
yeah,
viewing
no, it
it,
doesn't make
and
it
go
accessible.
again.
It's saying, yeah, if you're not
Yeah.
seeing cool stuff in this email, like,
Okay.
then you're seeing it in the wrong place.
Ignore me, thank you.
Right. Yeah, no, definitely. Look, you can't swing for that home run, and you know that's not going to work for everyone. You know, I mean, like the only way to make things, I think, amazing and super accessible is, with like incredible copywriting. You know what I mean?
Totally agree. Yeah.
But yeah, but just in general, like yeah, like I didn't see that easily to find in the Star Wars email. I didn't see like a quick, like if you just saw this without all of that, like yeah, then click here. Like, so anyway, let's go on to the next one. Okay, now we gotta share, present. All right.
Oh, such a winner.
They did a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, like this whole Aurora effect. Like even the way this is like drawn. Like that the background is moving, but the foreground is not. So it like really pops. I thought that was really cool. I'm not a huge, Pokemon guy. But I imagine if you were, like, this is, you're loving this email. And it's not just design-wise. They did a lot of cool stuff, like, yeah, with this gradient button that has a cool hover effect.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of use of GIFs.
Like this is from the layout perspective, this is like run of the mill. Like the previous two were like more like edgy or like more like cutting edge. This is like a regular email you would expect, and yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that there is a general like hero image.
Yeah.
But even the hero image itself is a really cool GIF because they just added an Aurora effect in the background of a static image. Like I thought that was pretty neat.
Also,
like
one thing was like in the GIF, like once the two GIFs comes, like I like personally don't prefer like if two things are moving like down in the.
You're talking about here?
Yeah, so over here, like
Yeah.
two GIFs are like two elements are moving, so I prefer like one element at a time, sort of like in a single view. So that's
right. You can't control that.
Yeah.
Like what works when. I mean, unless you get a little carried away. But I think what they're trying to do is because it's a holiday gift guide.
Yeah.
So trying to like show like they have a lot of different products for the Pokemon lover in your life. So
yeah, that's something I can appreciate despite there being two moving images. Like I'm kind of with you, Rahi. It's like it's a little much. However, I do want to see the options and I don't want them taking up the entire email. So it works for me.
Yeah.
Right. It's also cool. I think they're showing like different age groups. And socks and pajamas, and then also Lego and T-shirt.
Right. I feel like as a parent who's shopped for Christmas gifts before, like the specific stuff your kids want, like the exact image of the thing your kid wants is super important. So I agree, like it is critical, but I'll also agree that it annoys the crap out of me. Like I just have them sitting on my screen over here and I'm just like, stop. But yeah, no, it's a gorgeous email. Very well done.
Sometimes you want to read the text and you like I typically tend to like, because GIF distracts me with the reading text, so like I tend to move the scroll up and like remove the GIF from the view just so I can focus on the text. Otherwise, like something is but
Right.
this
I
is
think
like
it's cool.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. No, you go. Oh, we're
So,
good. All right. Now I was just gonna say that I think it's cool they used like a solid background color throughout here,
yeah.
but then brought back that like aurora effect background on this picture, like without, like sort of in a natural way.
Yeah, that's a good call.
It definitely is like a nice repetition. Like it carries you through pretty well.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, they're also
definitely
like
have some
pitching different
accessibility
stuff.
notes.
Right, like they're pushing the website. There's a bunch of CTAs here. Like they got the gift guide. They're pushing you to Amazon. They're pushing you to like watch together. That's like over here. They have a marathon of Pokemon. Is it Pokemon? Pokemon.
I'm just gonna keep letting different iterations.
It really is like a smorgasbord of CTAs. Like there's just so many, and I feel like it could feel a little heavy, but I feel like for Pokemon, for kids stuff, it totally works in ways where like if this was like the New York Times emailing me with these many CTAs, I'd be like, no, stop.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, for sure. It's a really, and then even, you have like all these different channels to engage with Pokemon. So, all right,
Really cool.
start your review process.
Can I be a punk and give my accessibility notes?
Yes.
Oh yeah, go for it.
All right. So all of these images do not have alt text, and they are linked images, which means that they have to have alt text. So screen reader users, when they're getting to these images, are going to get like that entire posted image URL read out, or the link URL. And they are tracked emails, so they have super long links. So it's pretty helpful from that standpoint. And the animated GIFs have some accessibility issues as well, but it really is really nice.
You're saying these images don't have alt tags? Most of these images, or all the images, don't have alt tags?
I don't see a single image with alt text in it. I haven't gotten all the way down, like maybe the socials do. Those tend to get done.
All
right.
Yeah.
It surprises me when someone makes such an incredible email, but misses some of those like seemingly very basic things. Like,
yeah, it's a have to in my book. Also, all of these headlines are paragraph tags, and they should be heading tags. So, I mean, they're like, I'm not going to say they're minor, but they are easy to make.
Yeah, like I was impressed that, well, this is not real text? Or
I think it is.
No, it's live text.
I think all of this is real text, right? Yeah, it's all live text.
Yeah, it's just the heading.
Yeah.
The headline looks like a heading.
Right,
but
this should be a heading
paragraph.
tag.
Yeah, and it's a paragraph. But yeah.
All right.
So like,
okay.
Yeah. I mean, they're minor things, but easy to change.
Like for mobile, we also there are large CTA, like a long CTA, like 4 alpha, like 4 word CTA. So in mobile, that becomes a little bit like, will it fall down? Like, I don't know, but like that's a area where the things can go wrong. So something, and also I would added like an Amazon link or like a logo or something like I didn't knew like Amazon was there. Like that's from a performance or conversion perspective that it's taking me to Amazon till the time.
Okay, we're ready for the next one. All right, so the next one I have to show you guys in like 2 tabs. I'll explain why in a second. But yeah, I'll pull this out and then pull that out. Oh shoot, I want to do that. Put that back. Okay, and this one I wanted to pull out, and then. Okay. We got that one. I'm trying to add. Okay, damn it. I'm just trying to drag 2 tabs together, and I had it for a second, but then I lost it. Okay, good. Okay, I got it. All right, now. Okay, so the reason why, yeah, there's two here. Now you can see all my stuff. Yeah, because for some reason the background and some of the GIFs broke in the original email. Yeah, but this is actually what the email looks like. But this functionality is broken on email love. Oops, what did I do here? Okay, and so we'll go back here because here it does work. Ta-da! So yeah, what that does is basically, yeah, if you follow Formula One, so the sharp, basically the course has lots of sharp turns, and it tells you about the track and the special corners and of this Japanese racetrack.
I see. That's super cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Oh, but I broke the email here. How do I revert this? Let me try.
I will say my
Okay, there we go. All right, yeah. So this is how the email should look, with the cool Ferris wheel and the flag, and like gets points, gets design points for that, and I think that's pretty cool. And this is all real text.
I know Sarah is probably thinking
so
the same thing
like,
I am.
What's that? That interactivity? No.
Oh, just all of the center aligned text. I mean, it isn't surpassing 3 lines. However, when I see that, I'm like, no, this is going to cause me too much eye strain to read. I'm not doing it. Left align it. Sarah, you're muted.
That's an important point, like for the text, basically. So
I was going to say, it's not 3 lines each, it's 3 lines total. Like, that's too much center text for one section. For sure.
Saying this should be left aligned. That's the argument.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I hear.
And the hotspots aren't accessible either, but that's
right. Obviously.
Yeah. The challenge becomes that the whole email is like center aligned. So, like if you take just the hero text on the left, then it will break the the symmetry. But that's the challenge. Like if you make it left aligned, then rest is whole email is like center aligned. So, like for large text, you need left aligned.
Right. I'm gonna show you the weather for the that's hella hot for the Fahrenheit people here. 38 is like 100 degrees.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. I didn't. Yeah, you don't think of like Japan as being particularly hot, but apparently it can be really hot. All right. Hey, Oracle. Did you code this? No, but you're a sponsor.
I didn't. No. We're in everything.
Yeah, I like it. They have view and browser right prominently in the bottom there, and it's also everything's colored right. Looking matching colors and all that. But,
yeah, I really like the design of this. I mean, it's maybe a little over the top, but I think that kind of works for what they're doing with it. Like, I think
it's Red Bull, so yeah,
yeah,
it's definitely intentionally over the top. That's their brand, is super over the top. So it works for them. So good job, guys. All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
So
all right. Yeah, I'm gonna open this up. Okay, here we go.
Okay. My daughter loves Bluey.
I've watched a little bit of it. I have some little kids, and we watched a little bit of Bluey. So much so that when we got 2 fish a few months ago, and my 3-year-old wanted to name them 2 characters. I don't remember the names, but 2 Bluey characters. It was that time.
To be fair, my daughter's 21 and she still likes Bluey, so.
Well, that came up actually when I recorded the original episode, that it's a very beloved show by people of all ages. All right, here it is. So what's beautiful about this? I thought it was beautiful that this is looking. The idea is that it looks like a fridge, like with the magnets, holding stuff on the fridge.
Oh yeah, that's cute. I originally thought it was like a desktop, like someone like what you're looking down at on your desk, but fridge works too.
Yeah, it's a fridge, and then you click the open. That's how it works, and there goes the confetti, and boom. All right, and yeah, it was pretty cool with the confetti in your face kind of thing. But yeah, 14th of April. And yeah, apparently it was a big Bluey wedding on the 14th of April, and this is what they sent. But yeah, so they have like a preview, a trailer that they put into it. Yeah, they got, and I assume if you're a watcher of the show, like all these, there's a lot of jokes here that I'm not getting. But the duck cake pavlova and the edamame.
Even though I'm not, I just love this. Like they took it all the way with like a wedding invite.
Oh yeah, 1,000,000%. Like they did a great job. Yeah, and if you didn't watch the episode, me and Ben Clay, he designed it. But they do it very hand in hand with the BBC team, and yeah, like they just did a great.
And if you click on vote, like it will show the numbers. Like if you click on vote, up to that will show. Yeah, so that was also.
Oh, very cool.
So.
Very cool. Do you know if that's static or if it's real? Like, is it changing?
Yeah, it was also like it's like real time or. It's,
yeah, exactly. Is it if I would have clicked it a few months ago, would it have had different numbers?
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're a Bluey fan, like this is just the greatest thing ever. I think what we're seeing with a lot of these emails, but just yeah. I mean, also there's a save the date link, which probably works. Oh, it doesn't work in this. This is in Parcel, but I imagine in the real one, they probably use that save the date functionality that you can get in Parcel. Yeah, we're cool. But then you got to show the different calendar links. But anyway.
Is it weird to anyone else that there's not a footer? Like, I wonder if this is like a Parcel thing or like just.
Oh, it's crazy long. I didn't. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, there is no footer. I imagine there had to be a real footer in
right
by default, but it's really cute that it's so long.
Mm-hmm.
And you got all this, and I don't know if this goes anywhere. Yeah, it took me to watch that episode because that was pretty cool. I mean, yeah, you guys seen that? So that was pretty cool. Everything you need to know about the sign. That's cool. I didn't know if I can actually watch it on BBC without a VPN.
These are always the types of emails that I would love to see in my mobile and just see if, is that performance matching this desktop view?
I think if you notice, everything is very central aligned.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it would probably function well, and it seems like they've really, considered a lot of different scenarios here. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'd lose out on maybe on these elements, or they just stick out a little bit, which are cute and they add to the whole effect. But
they really committed to the idea, so they went aesthetics wise.
Yeah, that's great.
And I appreciate the brevity too. There's no huge paragraphs. There's not an excess of reading to do, which always makes me happy because I'm not opening my email to read very much.
Right. Agreed. And they just did a great job. And it's so cute.
It's absolutely beautiful. And I love I love how much of it is live text and that they're using specialized fonts. I really like that. That you're invited is not, but
right. Actually, that's what I'm wondering. That's exactly what I'm checking here. Yeah, this is an image to get that other because you.
But they do have alt text on that image, which is better.
I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, I'd be
Right.
shocked if anything coming out of Action Rocket didn't have alt text. Like, I feel like the guys
Right.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
think Jay would let that happen, or any other coders there.
Yeah, I think my only real kind of pain point is that the CTAs are text only. So like that entire, wait, no, it's working on yours. I'm sorry, I was looking at this earlier. Okay, no,
It's a real button. It has a nice little, even on like I don't know. I don't use hover effects much, but they're nice.
So,
It's like,
so if you're slow over it, you can only click on the text. You can't click like below the text.
Okay, you can. That's not clickable. But
so that whole CTA is not clickable. But I mean,
right, because the anchor is on the text and it's just padding around it, right?
Yeah. Well, it's not padding. It's like a table with the anchor text inside. But yeah.
It's a bulletproof button, I'm sure. It's of some sort. Yeah. Yeah, actually, my entry point into email marketing was as lead developer. But when that company closed, I had to turn myself into a marketer because development wasn't really the opportunities weren't really there for me. Like development here was really mostly gaming and things I didn't want to be promoting. So yeah, if Bluey was an option, maybe I would have kept at it. But anyway, let's we gotta keep it moving. Yeah, we gotta keep it moving, guys, because we're 45 minutes in. We've done I think this is the third or the fourth. This is so cute. This might win for me. If I'm the only one voting, this one scored really highly.
Same.
All right, so now we got this one. And present. Okay. I find this annoying. Is it like, why is it not wide enough?
Yeah, that's happening on mine too.
Yeah, is it like broken? I'm gonna try to hack it so it'll look right, but that might be a messed up thing. I don't know, but it's iframe.
I mean, it is an 800 pixel wide email. It looks like, I'm just looking at the code, which is a lot.
Yeah. All right, that sort of worked. Okay, yay. Looking good now? All right, looking good. All right, cool. All right, so this was Dreamforce starts tomorrow. This was in September, and I think in San Francisco. But anyway, everything, this is, you registered for this event, you got this email, and it's getting you ready to go, and make sure you have your ID with you and where you're going. And I wonder if they made sure this didn't become clickable. Yeah, I mean, or at least visibly. I mean, it didn't just turn into a blue address and mess up the design.
I don't see anything.
This is not, this is this is on Email Love, so I don't know exactly how genuine it is. You know what I mean? Like if the code behind it is like the actual code that's what got sent.
Yeah, I've noticed just poking at the code, most of the links are, some of the links are just like a hashtag instead of a full link. So I don't know.
Not a real link. Well, that just happened there. I think I clicked something and it just scrolled me to the top of the page. But it's nice that they give you your agenda. It's very timely and it's nicely laid out. And I mean, it would be really nice if these were Waze links, if I could click that and know exactly where I'm going, that would be really cool. I don't know if they're doing that in real life, but I assume if you're at the event, you could find, these different places to go. But
this email hits so many accessibility pluses for me. Like, I'm
All
really excited
right.
seeing this. Right, we got one. I have, there are a couple of missing alt text on linked images, so that's a minus. Like most of these side-by-sides that you have, like that guy is linked but doesn't have an alt attribute. So that could
Okay.
be improved, but I mean, I like nothing else here is really, I guess there could be some color contrast issues without me going like super into it, but like perfect. I love it.
All right. Yeah.
Like
And
from
design-wise, they did a nice job with it. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying like from a copy and layouting, I had some feedback like on the banner and like the copy is not the hierarchy of the copy is not like it's not clear that what's the purpose. CTAs are like a green and then orange, like green and like the main banner. This was like the CTA was not there and it's like use the same color. Like if you go on the banner, like it used the same green, which is like a CTA color, which should be a different like that's a banner, that's not a CTA. Like also the time mentioned over there in 2 column on the banner, like those things, uh, like the hierarchy of the overall like the how I like want someone to consume the content. So hierarchy of content is little bit off for me, like especially in the banner area, like just above this, above
Uh-huh.
so that part, like
I had the same feeling about that top banner. It
yeah,
seemed like it was meant to be a button or something, and I'm not sure still if it is or not. Like,
Like
should
this.
should I click out to that or not? Is that a button? Am I going to
I
spend
don't think
time?
it's a button. I think it's just, you
yeah,
know, like they wanted to have it stand out. I'm not sure. Like this is dark color anyway, so I get it was just the design choice, I guess, of the designer to put it in like this oval, which to us all looks like a CTA, but I don't think it was meant to be a CTA.
yeah. And this like pickup time and this like this left right location time. So like how I go about that, like so that was like this part the in the lower area, like the layout has been done very nicely, like left right and like the I'm able to consume properly like keynote and like the sessions and all those things. Like, this
Right, it's
area
also
got
very actionable. You know, it's like important information. Like, where do I pick up my pass? You know, or badge? Like when you get to a conference, so like, yeah, that, you know, it's pretty much the first thing. Yeah, it is the first thing. Like, okay.
Well, yeah, and I think as someone who's just at a conference last week, like I found myself at the taxi center, like ordering a lift and having to like look through like 3 or 4 different emails to try to find the hotel that I was at. Like, oh, where am I going? Like being able to have that information right there is just so super like important and
right.
like one of those minor things that you maybe wouldn't think of unless you were really thinking about your customer and your user. Really
like
Yeah, they did a really good job. I think this, like, yeah, like if I'm going to a conference, I want an email like this exactly. Like, what am I doing on day one? What are the sessions? What, you know, where do I get my badge? Yeah, and don't miss the keynote. Like that is, you know, I've been at conferences where like, yeah, like I was talking to people and then the main hall is, you know, the keynote going on. So, and obviously these are the sessions they want to promote. Yeah, here you could book meetups and talk to product experts. And then they got, yeah, the design is really, really cute, and they're pushing their event app, I guess, which is really cool. And cool. All right. Okay, you guys ready?
yeah.
All right. So let's pull that out and scroll up. Okay. And I'm gonna, here we go. All right. You guys know Graza?
Yes.
I've
Everyone?
definitely seen their packages. I always mean to buy some, but I haven't gotten any yet. It looks good.
Okay. Well, It's squeezable olive oil, all right, for people that don't know. And I discovered this brand, when I reviewed this email with Emily Ryan. She knew it. But we had a really good time going through this email to see why. First of all, it's beautiful.
It's an immediate sale. It's images only.
Oh, I know it's totally images only, but I don't know if that's how it was coded. Like again, like it could be he took a screenshot and loaded it up to his website, or
oh no, it's coded to be images only. Like because there's a code tag in the email love thing where you can
you could look at the code. Okay,
yeah,
so you can see it's all images. Yeah, I know that's it's shocking to me. Like what font is this? Like it so easily could have been real text.
Live text.
So yeah, text. And even this is like, I don't know what you call this text, but it's it's like that very old text.
Yeah, they definitely could have made this live text.
Yeah, all
too
of
much
it.
trouble. Yeah.
All of it. But they did also a nice job, like with the tree growing out onto the next, section. Like I understand why it's not
true.
Right. Like they probably just don't have anyone on their team to code it. That's what I imagine. Or
that's the situation I'm in, and I'm very familiar with like, wanting to make an email this beautiful, but kind of having to do it this way. This definitely is a reality for so many small brands.
Yeah, that's not easy. But it's a super informational email. Like, like it's been low down on our labels, and they go through like what does all this stuff mean, and they're basically two different kinds. But they do a beautiful job of our only ingredient is olives, and extra virgin, and what is extra virgin, and that it's only cold pressed, and there's no chemicals or heat, and not every olive oil is extra virgin. So yeah, and then why, and then it's much more healthy, and all the antioxidants and all the vitamins and everything else. So yeah, it's the best.
It's super informative. There's a couple. So that animation that's right there isn't just that headline. It's like that whole section. So like from a kind of efficiency standpoint, like that's going to end up being a much bigger gift than it needs to be. Not that that's like a major gripe, but
right. But if you're really reading it, it's it'll take you a minute to get down there anyway.
Yeah.
But I hear you. But you see that a lot. I think. I mean, I don't deep dive on too many, but I imagine we'll see another example. I think where you'll see text going with a GIF, and it's like sort of silly.
I really appreciate this content that's like something that could be really dry and boring, but I think the combination of design and the fonts that they used and like, just some of the phrasing really like, it's like, oh, I know I want to know about the harvest date now that you've put it this way, it's like it's very fun.
Right. It's very engaging. Like, and it's really kind of boring, dry information, but they made it really fun with the GIF, and also even just the highlighting with the different brand colors.
Highlighting
really cool.
In the I like the labels also, like it's clearly visible on the labels as well. So it's
I think even if you thought of putting this in like if like Bertolli made this email or something, it would all be in like a horrible sans serif on white, and you'd be snoozing by the time you got past the first paragraph. It would just be like slocks. And this is definitely way more engaging.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's there. I think we're seeing that in if you want to talk about D2C, like I feel like if a company's only selling olive oil, and you're breaking into the market, like you need to be different, and you need to be like more fun and doing something a little bit crazier to get noticed and become something that people will buy. So I
Yeah,
think that's what they're
I've been in that
doing.
position a lot, and it's so hard to. I feel like it's just it's the ultimate challenge, and they've just crushed it.
Yeah, I think they were all anyone working for any small brand and trying to differentiate yourself in the marketplace. Like this is a huge challenge. And we see like brands like this, and I think of cereal as like another one that's just crushing it. If you know cereal,
Yeah.
DDC cereal, spelled with an S.
Yeah, I just
great
wish
job.
that.
And then go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was just gonna say, I just wish that screen reader users were getting that same experience, because like the alt text is only giving the headlines. It's not giving any of that additional content and information, and I just feel like that's such a miss. Like, I know if you have to do image only emails, at least try to make sure that all of that text is in the alt attribute. But
I feel like we're going to get to a place not too distant future. We might already be here, but like there must be like AI screen readers that can actually read, images that are text.
it's getting there for sure, but it's not very accurate. And like then they kind of get into this like, well, you have quirky text, so how well is that going to be read, by the OCR that's pulling that in? But I mean,
right. I hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I admit, I also have to say I'm still on the left aligned train. There's a lot of center aligned copy, I can't not mention it.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, here, this is left aligned, so.
Yeah, they've got some.
I'm not sure what you saw that was, like these paragraphs?
Yeah, there's some other paragraphs that are a bit longer at the beginning, I think.
Oh, like all of this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and all of that. Yeah. Okay. You win. But also I love the way they use, like that they have like two flavors and one's more for finishing and one's for cooking and we're all about that. Yeah. Nice job with the GIF also again here. Even like on the bottle, if you look what the heck am I looking at here?
Yeah, like
she's like squirting it into the pan behind the back. That's it took me a second to understand what I'm looking at. But that's gutsy,
like
and
the line is also good. Like I'm more stickler for the header part, and they missed a CTA on the top, like on the hero banner. So that was one thing. But
right. Do you guys know what this is? Like, you know what you're looking at here?
Like a cold press, like a wood press. This is more like
that's a millstone. Like that. I mean, it's enormous because they have I live in Israel, so they have them, all over the place. And they're enormous, and they're used for crushing the olives. But
I kind of feel like
I don't think they're doing that anymore. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I could totally see having this email just kind of almost makes me like pictures like dancing and cooking in the kitchen at the same time. Like it just has like this very like cooking can be fun. Like my kids are grown, but like as someone who's had to cook dinner every night for the last like 20 years, like cooking dinner every night gets really boring and really annoying. But this just kind of like, I don't know, just feels like
it's made it fun. I mean, 100%.
Yeah.
Like now you want to take a frying pan behind the back and squirt oil over your shoulder.
Right.
Without making a mess all over the place. So with a squirtable oil, I guess that would be possible. And then even this, they're showing this like oil dripping onto ice cream, like just not the normal, not what you think to put on ice cream.
I'm so curious to know if this brand has their own internal marketing team doing this or if they're outsourcing this, because I want to know who made this. It's so beautiful.
I always wonder that about like brands I love, and then sometimes I see brands I love like totally change, and it's upsetting. And actually, one of the brands I did love is Moose Jaw and Mountaineering. And
oh my gosh, they were amazing.
They're amazing. So I had on Michael Johnston last year, and I checked recently their emails on Mild or one of those, and it totally changed. Like the emails are totally different. Apparently, Dick's fired the whole team, and they work with some agency, and now that agency is handling the emails for Boost-Jaw, and it's not nearly as fun. It's much more what you'd expect to see, but without the fun. So anyway, I'm going to stop the share, and let's review that Graza email, and here we go.
I'm actually, I have to cut in because I was like getting curious, so I went to their website, and I'm actually kind of mad to discover that they're using this live text font on their website. Why aren't they could do that on their email?
Oh,
sorry, I'll
yeah,
stop complaining now.
No, you're right, but yeah. I know I'm a terrible judge because I feel like I'm giving like 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Like,
you didn't pick any bad ones. These have both been amazing.
Right, it's true.
Emails of the top emails of the year for a reason, right?
Yeah, I should have made it out of 10. Like instead of out of 5. That way we could be more variance. Oh, actually, true. This one scores pretty low on technical. No live text and all that. So. All right, we ready for Sky Sports? You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's do it. Let me go to preview mode and click that. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna pull out and here we go. Okay. Here we go. All right. So it's a really nice GIF, and it's really short. Like what's interesting about this GIF is like it's really only like maybe 3 seconds, but there's a lot packed into 3 seconds. Yeah, and you're back over there again. So this, what you have to know about this email is this is a win-back campaign. So these are people that were using Sky Sports, and they had it, and they canceled at some point. So they used a lot of data to super personalize this email. Like all of this, you watch more than 95% of fans, which jokingly I said to Ben Clay that maybe that's why they canceled. It was taking over their life. But yeah, which was over, 122 hours of sport and include 37 different events, like you're nuts. And this would show like their favorite player based on their, past history and what sports they watch, based on their past history. And they're trying to give them like, a deal. And they get all the stuff, 8 channels in one. So sign up today. But yeah, the big thing they did here is really, using all those different data points that they had to super personalize this email. And it was a very successful campaign, from what I understand.
Definitely. Like these kind of emails, like winback doesn't work. Like the success rate is very low for winback emails. Like it's tough.
Generally.
Generally, like these are done very nicely. Like the lot of data points and like they are all relevant and this thing. So yeah.
Right, like they give it their best swing.
Yeah.
You're right. It's the bottom of the barrel, but whatever you can scrape out of there is great. And they're sort of a warmish audience. Like more, it's cheaper to to send this as a win back than to paid ads and look for new traffic. So
I will say my first just some of the first things I noticed is that I have a little bit more of a writing background, so some of the copywriting is just it could be a little more clear, I think, and concise in very small ways that just make like as you're reading it, like it just rolls a little better and makes more sense, if that makes any sense to you. So there's like
I hear you. Like this, like us, even like this text, I feel like it could be broken up more. Like even though, like this, check out your I was there sporting stats from your last year, and get back into the action. Like that's here.
Exactly. Yeah, and there's just some ways that I don't know. As I was reading this, I was like, wait, what? Maybe I'm just getting tired or something. But I think that good copyright, it's okay copywriting, and then there's sometimes great copywriting, and it's not quite there.
Right. Should there be a comma here? Like last time you were with us, Emily?
There's a couple places where there could be some commas. Or like there's not a period at the end of the sentence, which is also interesting.
Right. There's no period.
I was wondering how much of this could just be like from a like different language culture kind of thing, because is Sky Sports British?
Yeah.
Or I think it's more international. So I was wondering if maybe that could be part of it. But yeah, it reads funny to me also as an American. So I don't know.
It could definitely be the British thing, and it also could be for it could be not even Britain. You know, I mean, I don't know. Like they might have used this in India or somewhere else. You know, I mean, isn't Sky like the Sky network? It's like all over the place.
No, like this is UK heavy. UK.
You think it's UK?
Yeah, Sky.
I think.
Yeah.
And it definitely is Sky in Australia, I think.
A thing that really bothers me about this is how everything is all caps. Like, I really don't like that. Again, it's a screen reader issue. Assistive technologies might end up spelling a lot of those words out instead of saying them. And just visually, it feels like they're yelling at me in just a lot.
And also, like the bullets, like that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they are like this is at least they went like this 5 bullets was not like aesthetically they went in personalization direction, but they like kept all the text like pasted over there. Like it's not yeah, like the placement could have been like a little better and like yeah.
It's interesting they didn't use any like interesting fonts, you know, like everything to me looks very vanilla.
I think what I'm curious to know if they did this win back for people over a certain amount of watch time or sports watched, because it would be very funny, you know, if you received this email and maybe you didn't engage with them quite enough, and it's like, you know, you had 17 minutes that you watched. Don't you want to come back?
Right. I mean, I think they definitely segmented, but it was interesting. Yeah, when I had a conversation with, I'm forgetting her name, but yeah, like one of the pitfalls of personalization is if you don't do that segmentation.
Right.
If you send something that makes no sense to somebody. So, all right, let's rank up this Sky Sports, and yeah, except for a win back, this was, you know, pretty good job. But compared to, I think, some of the stuff we've seen, it's not quite that level. But
yeah, I could definitely imagine if you were like really, really into Sky Sports that you would find it more appealing than I do. Like it probably has that level of personalization to it, like because it is personalized, because it is sports focused. Like sports people tend to really like their sports.
Yeah. All right. Okay, here we go. Yes, this next one, it's not my favorite. It shouldn't slant everyone out of the gate, but you'll see. I mean, it's an Apple email for their iPhone 15 Titanium, which is only $1,000 or $41.62 a month for 2 years when you buy a plan, maybe. But yeah, I mean, they're Apple. They're showing you, you know, this incredible profile of the phone with the 3 cameras, and it's titanium. So you could drop it probably.
I always think their emails are a little funny because they have all of these specs. So there's just a lot of numbers that you start seeing showing up like on your screen. And as I'm scrolling and I see like, you know, numbers like 48 MP, and in my brain, I'm like, okay, well, MP can mean a lot of different things. So when I see like little acronyms and numbers, I just kind of start to lose interest and like disengage a little bit. I don't know if anyone else does that or if that's like a me thing, but
I feel like this email, like it's for the Apple file, you know, it's for that person. I mean, if you're not, if you're not going to spend $1,000 on your phone, then yeah, this is not the email for you.
but on their website they have like nice images with the content, like with when they are talking about these specs. So they have like cool images over there. Like in this, it's like one image is there, and then it's like overload of attributes like the specs. So yeah, I would also like add more images to this little bit, like make it more digestible. So,
Yeah, I mean, like that's in terms of pictures of the product. Yeah, like
yeah.
that's basically 3 pictures. Interesting they used an emoji, which is like seems like off-brand a little bit. But
It is, but that's like I'm like now more entertained than I was.
right, exactly. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they became people. Like
Yes, I'm like, oh, haha, I use that emoji all the time, and like, yeah,
right, like with AT&T, and you trade in your old phone, and yeah. So that's pretty cool. It's
I
interesting
think
also.
it's
What's
the
that?
subtext.
Is it 60 cents? Like, what are they trying to say here? At that point
That's where I
6?
find it confusing, where you just start seeing all of these little numbers and or like maybe it's not a subtext, but something like that, and those things sort of like catch my eye and throw me off. I think that's kind of what I mean about like seeing all these numbers and
Yeah,
weird things.
yeah. You're not gonna like that.
I
Yeah.
feel like to the like tech bro who's like super into Apple stuff, like they're gonna be like, "Ooh, look at that new titanium design!" Like they read all those little bits, and that's really important to them. So I feel like it's kind of like the sports email, right? Like this is to a very specific audience who like is looking at all of the specs of every new Apple product, with like drool coming on the side of their mouth. So like I feel like it does that, you know what I mean, for those people. But I agree with you that I don't like it. I have some accessibility notes related to color contrast on some of these. I assume because it's Apple that they're probably right, but like especially like on the black, I feel like that gray is pretty light. But this is also a screenshot, so there could be some like processing
Right.
done. But so yeah, I have a
Yeah,
couple of
yeah.
questions on that. But Apple in general does a pretty good job with accessibility. I did notice so this is just a screenshot. So I just went to really good emails and grabbed a different Apple email. And I did look, and like some of the alt text is kind of weird. Like there's some that just have spaces in them, which is generally not good. So I don't know why they would do that. And it also has a lot of VML, but it is at least meeting some pretty baseline accessibility requirements. So that's great. But yeah, it's so boring for those of us who are not super excited about iPhones.
Right, like we got so excited seeing an emoji.
Well, and how far did we have to scroll before we were like, oh, that's interesting? Like, that's
yeah, there's something. And then realize, like, did you see how much, footer text?
Yeah.
Like
Their
holy
legal team
cow.
chokehold on their
Bigger
marketing.
the company, yeah, bigger
Yeah,
the
it's
company.
tough to be a marketer.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
they are at least full paragraphs, like actual enclosed in paragraph tags, which is great. A lot of times, companies with giant walls of text just use line breaks in between each of those paragraphs, and then that makes screen reader users have to read that entire block of text instead of being able to just go to each one. So that's great.
all right. We'll give them points for that.
Yeah,
All
like
right.
if you're gonna have a positive, that's it.
I like the header part. Okay, like so that was
Oh,
like one.
sorry.
No,
Before
like,
you to say the header, the very top of it.
yeah, like so I like it started like the CTA was very prominent, and like it stood out like so compared to other emails, like that was one positive for this one. So,
Right, like in the first, like
first
above
fold
the
itself.
fold,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
like right away is a
Yeah.
nice CTA and blue. It really stands out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And what they're
and the
selling
tech
you
pros
is
are gonna go right
obvious
to it.
in the first second. Right. Like,
And rest of the emails, like
all right, cool. All right, I'm gonna stop it. We're gonna move on to the next one after we review that one. But we're wrapping up here.
I feel like I'm getting more critical as time goes on.
And this
Yeah, I
was
agree with that.
definitely
biases. So
okay. We're ready for Acura. Here we go. All right, so this one's fun. And you'll find out why in a second. All right, so yeah, they're trying to sell you a car. It's Acura. And this, so this is like a very heavy. I think it's like 4 megabytes, 2-second clip or a 3-second clip. Yeah, and this is part of that. Yeah, this is what I was telling you before. I think this text is part of that. Yeah, it's part of the video. So how weird is that?
I don't mind it too bad when it's a headline. I mind it when it's like the entire section. But I mean, plus that, like, I mean, this is kind of an alt text hack, but like having text in an image does give you alt text that otherwise would be maybe hard to write. I mean, I don't think it would be too hard to describe driving a car, but yeah.
Right. Yeah, there's also like the hover effect, like when you mouse over the video.
Yeah, I keep seeing that on the next image. Like, what is that hover effect for? It's not doing anyone anything.
It feels like something that was like it feels like an old, like they reused this template and somebody wasn't paying attention, is the way it feels like from someone who's in the production universe. But
okay.
I assume.
Right. Yeah, this also. Yeah, I don't even know why. Like, why turn the lights off here?
Taking off from the experience, yeah. And the text, like chunk of text. So
I think darkening something with on mouse over is like not a great experience. Yeah, and this is a big block of text that's totally center aligned.
And this could have been like Apple, like the bullets could have been taken out and like with the shown with the icon, like they have shown, I think.
Yeah, and I mean it's a big thing. Like they made a deal with Tesla, so all the Tesla superchargers are available, and you know they're doing what they can, promising that there will be places to charge. So,
without reading all of that copy, I would not have known that. And yeah, I feel like Rahi's right. Like some other indicator of that might have drawn my attention a little bit more to the fact that like, oh, you're gonna have a place to charge because of this.
Maybe right, like you need a headline, like yeah, like
a Tesla logo would have been helpful.
Yeah.
Easily adaptable. All right. I mean, they really try to grab you, I guess, with that video.
And they have just, this is a sort of random note, but they just have a couple different hover effects. Like some of these buttons go lighter, some of them go darker. Same with the images. I think it's based on the background color, which is like just an interesting choice.
For the most part, everything gets darker. Like
last one is getting
the CTAs get lighter.
Like early access.
This video gets lighter, or this image gets lighter. That gets lighter. This gets darker. It's kind of random.
Yeah, I'm trying to find what's actually causing it, and I don't see it immediately.
But it's all over the place, so it must be somewhere.
Yeah. So weird.
All right, we're ready to move on.
I had a couple notes too I wanted to call out. So none of this text is semantic. It's all just text flowed into table cells. And the CTAs are even images, which I am also not cool with. But they have really great alt text. All of the text on all of their images exists on their alt text. So that's great.
Good job.
But, yeah. And loads of center text. I mean, this is too much center text by a lot.
All right.
I am just taking Sarah notes for technical performance. So like my whole answers are influenced by Sarah analysis in the end. So like, yeah. So.
Yeah, for me, you lose a lot of points for like using a 4 megabyte or 5 megabyte GIF. Like, because for most people, like you just open this email, what do you see? You start by see this paragraph of text, and maybe that loads before that loads.
Well, I feel like it's so big too. You're going to be like reading through half of the email before that image loads.
Right, like sometimes you come back to the top,
all your text
or like,
yeah,
or at some point, like the text you're reading gets pushed down.
Yeah.
On your phone. And you're like, oh, something loaded. All right. Okay, let's rank. Okay, just 2 more left, guys. And okay, so this is Intuit TurboTax. Intuit MailChimp. And
Never been a fan of like menu in the emails. Like now it is. This was like earlier. This used to be the trend. Now it's like and the welcome also like the heading like 3 tips. So I like didn't catch that like 3 tips. Like they started with the tips and then it's fine, but heading should have been little bit
right
on the face. So.
I think this was a lead gen campaign. Like I assume they saw an ad like to sign up to get your tax guide. And so first they want you to sign, to go on YouTube and subscribe to their YouTube channel, where they actually invest a lot. They do, I mean, no pun intended, but they do a lot of content on YouTube about how to save on taxes and stuff. So that's like a big goal of the email. And then there's another one, latest inflation adjustments, blah blah blah, and getting organized, and 6 ways to write off your summer, which is really good to do. Okay. Should we go back to the top, or should we go through it again slowly?
I guess I don't feel like I have much to say to this, because it's like it's all just very straightforward. Like nothing.
It is very straightforward, right? There's no it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to take a restroom break, so I'll be back in a minute. So I hope so I can give you control, but I'll be right back.
This is nicely done. Like tip part was a little bit different, which is like in the middle of the email, but that's like a cool way to show a tip also. So.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too.
Yeah, quick tip.
So it took me a really long time to actually notice the carousel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just came across it too.
Yeah, like which I kind of appreciate that they didn't, because I feel like anytime any email marketer uses an interactive element, they like put it at the very top and they're like, look at this amazing thing we have. So I kind of like that they made it a little more like supplemental instead of like, look at this. Even though it's still not accessible, but that's a different problem. They actually did a really good job with the semantic text here. Like I'm not seeing any major accessibility failures aside from the keyboard on the carousel.
Yeah, this is Action Rocket, and I think they, like one of the first things I noticed is they code semantically, and Jay, looking at his code, was super semantic. So they did it's a nice job.
Yeah, and a lot of these images are not linked and don't have alt text, which is great. because they're all decorative images and should not be linked or have alt text. So this is great.
Nice.
Did you notice the carousel? We were just talking about that we'd kind of glossed over that.
Where's our carousel?
Further down.
Okay.
Yeah, further down the bottom.
In blue background. Yeah, right there.
Ah, okay. There we go. That's nice. The DEI. Oh, interesting. It's interesting. It scrolls back that way. It doesn't loop.
Yeah, it's
like on that third press. It scrolls back to 1.
Yeah, and I think something that speaks to me with this email is that they clearly have a brand voice that's very like, they are the informers. They are very professional, but it's not overly dry. Like these headlines
like
are
it's
still
very
compelling.
human.
Yeah.
Even the, I mean, I don't know what font this is, but like it's very, like, sans serif, like nice text. And even like I like the use of GIFs. Like it's very subtle.
Yeah.
I noticed there, also here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We were saying hello. We liked that the carousel wasn't like at the very top, because that's so, like, any email marketer is going to put their interactive stuff at the very top, so you make sure you see it. And I feel like they, like with all of their kind of interactive elements, like the GIFs and everything too, it's more like supplemental. It's not like
It's not the main
wham,
message,
wham, wham.
right?
Yeah.
Right. Like they want their messages to come through and not, just show you a carousel.
One thing in carousel was like CTA was changing. Like that was like CTA is changing. Like the lower part is also changing. Like our programs, the CTA will change in this. Like I didn't catch that in the first go. So if you move forward, like
next. Scroll up or scroll down?
No, like in the carousel, like if you move to the next slide. So the lower part of the CTA is also, so I missed that in the first. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'm seeing it more. Yeah, that's
but that's
interesting.
like more likely to get missed from the user also, maybe so.
Right, that each slide is not just slide the image;
Yeah,
it's really the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing. So
that's pretty cool. All right, nice email. I appreciate it more and more as we're getting into it. So I'm glad we gave it the extra time. All right. Okay. We are all right. So next one up, next and last. Here we go. Let me preview. Here we go. That's that. Okay. All right. So this, you have to know about the timing of this email. There's no Brits here, but this was sent as part of a series of emails from Nespresso. Is Nespresso in America? Like, not really, right?
I think so.
I think it's here, but it certainly doesn't have as much of a stronghold as it does in Europe.
In Europe,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it's huge in Europe, and yeah, so this was for Britain, and during the coronation of King Charles, so they did a whole series actually of these like limited edition pods, jewels of Nespresso coffees. So like, yeah, special select type of thing, and they use this this effect, which they used. We've seen it in a few places. Yeah, they have a special mug. Like they're selling all these different accessories, so people can make their coronation parties with their limited edition mugs and the limited edition coasters and limited edition and all these different, classic, a tote bag. So this effect lets them show, and this is real imagery, they made for this, campaign. I mean, I assume not only email, but they have a towel. They really went a little nuts. Even a special machine. And then they have this cool thing. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying, from technically and from a from interactive perspective, it's a cool effect. But as a user, it's to see all the products, I have to click 5 times. So or even I have to cross also. So it gets to 10 clicks to see all 5 products. So I would prefer A/B testing with the open products showcase also. So because I have to so. Nothing against it. I'm just saying that from interactive versus to see all the 5 products, I have to click 10 times.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'd be curious to know a heat map of this email.
How this was used. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was actually a really cool thing that they did. But the whole point here is plan your coronation party. How many people are coming to your party, and then what kind of smooth and balanced or bold and lively or fruity and winey. So then when you click the show me button, they'll tell you that you need 4 sleeves of Master Origins Columbia to ensure that each guest gets at least 2 cups of coffee over the course of the day, left a little left over for the morning after, of course.
I'm so impressed by all of the options that someone had to write out for this, all the possible options. But that's just such an overwhelming task to me as the single email marketer on my team. I would be like, sounds great, but we're not doing it. So props to them for doing all of that.
Yeah, 100%.
I definitely feel like the copywriting really shines in this piece. You're very engaged with copy. I can't help but wonder, as an American, of the headline at the very top, "Arise, we are now a coffee nation." I want to know how that landed. But I definitely, it's really gorgeous. I love all the interactive elements. What I really like about them is that they're very beautiful interactive elements. They're not I think a lot of times, what was the Grand Prix one? Had the same hotspot, but this is a very elegant, classy hotspot. It's not in your face.
Yeah, again, I agree with that. It's regal. You get this regal feeling through the whole email.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is accessible, but this is something that we are familiar with too. This is magazines or catalogs kind of have this same style, where with the Grand Prix thing, it almost took a minute to be oh, that's a map of the course and they're showing us something. So there was maybe a gap in understanding what is the action that I'm about to take by clicking this button, or even knowing if it's clickable, I think.
Right. I think the implementation was also different. It seemed to me when you click that, something it wasn't as instantaneous. When I click, it's boom, it opens. And in that email, it took a second. I don't know what they were doing because it's email.
I think there was just so much visual noise on that one, where this is almost the exact opposite. This is nice and calming. Even though we're drinking coffee, it's we're just super chill this whole time,
Right. I think for what they're doing, they did a great job.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if there's a way to do this email better. Yeah, I think they crushed this.
Yeah.
As well as they could have. Yeah.
Absolutely agree. Yeah.
No, and then they had even this was pretty cool. They have Nespresso Coffee Nation as hashtag. It's taking some pictures from their, I assume their Instagram page. I don't think it's other people's stuff, but nicely
I always
done.
like it when brands do something more interesting with their social shares than just like blocks. And I think that's just a really nice way to kind of tie that together. I did also want to call out that even though the interactive elements are not accessible, like most of the rest of this email is. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how accessible the rest of the email is, but at the same time, like it is a very as accessible as it can be given those parameters. So I think that's great.
All right, awesome. Also, just to note, this this was moving till apparently when you were, I don't know, 2 days before, 3 days before, it was moving towards the crown.
Oh,
now it's
that's
broken,
excellent.
but yeah, it was cool that way.
I will say I searched hashtag Nespresso Coffee Nation on Instagram just now, and it came up with nothing. So that's just kind of a funny side note.
It's a fake out. Maybe it was a Twitter hashtag. I don't know. That's weird. Yeah.
Maybe they took it down because the coronation is over. I don't know.
It could be. I mean, it
brands
felt like it was a really long time ago. I don't remember exactly when it was. All right, that's our first score.
Yeah.
All right, and then
in the top
equals the sum of
paste. I think it would work.
All right, so far Nespresso's in the lead.
Yeah, Nespresso is in the lead. Second
equals sum.
You can just paste.
What's that?
You can just paste the record. If you copy 146 and paste it over here, it will pick up. If you copy 100 and just paste it over there.
You're saying just copy this and then paste it over there?
Yeah, pick up.
Oh, nice. Okay. Good work.
Second would be Bluey, would be close.
Oh, Bluey is in the lead for sure.
Oh, that's so close.
Yeah, and BBC. Oh,
BBC is very close also. And then, all right, so I think we have a winner. All right. 162. Nothing is better than 162, right? And
I think both tied up. Yeah, both 162.
Yeah, that's 146. Oh,
yeah,
we have a tie.
Oh,
we have a tie between Espresso and. Wow, I don't believe it. Really? Should we have a vote off? To crown one winner? Secret ballot. I can add a question. It's just between them two. Who would you vote for? All right, I'll set that up. All right. So give me a minute. I'll stop the share for a second and set it up. So
I do wish our tiebreaker could be how is this coming through in mobile a little bit.
Well, they both look so good in mobile too. They were both mobile and managed to work correctly.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a copy of the original. I'm gonna try to anyway. Make a copy. There we go.
Man, I don't know.
Okay, and I'm gonna delete everything except for those two. And
I'm really torn on this. They're both good.
Yeah.
All right, we got Bluey, and then Who's got the motorcycles in the background? I found them at that Red Bull race.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that Dubai? Is that what I'm hearing?
Like sports. Like someone on the street might be going on like nightlife. So yeah.
I feel like I'm down to like a technical reason why I like one more than the other.
You care to share?
I mean, should we just discuss it like before we?
Sure. Seems worthwhile.
Yeah, and let's see. Here, you know what I'll do? Yeah, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make them till 10.
Mm.
I don't know, because I do like when we're talking about looking at them in mobile, it does look like the Nespresso is like 100% width in mobile, where the Bluey one is kind of fixed width at a certain point, which I would imagine it would have to be with kind of all of the graphics and everything. But like that's such a technical difference. Like some of the text is going to scale on smaller devices, and so that's going to make it a little too small.
All right, can I?
So very
I
technical.
want to check. I want to post a link in the chat. Oh, we have a private chat. Okay, here we go.
So one would be that we saw Nespresso at the last, so and Bluey was in this. So I think Nespresso, we have seen all the options. So I think there the bias might be like least in the initial. Yeah, I would like that's that. After that,
oh, it didn't.
So
what happened? It didn't work. What happened? Oh, maybe I did it only for the second one. Hold on a second. Don't do it yet. Because what happened was, yeah. For Bluey, it's still 1 to 5. For the other one, it's still 10. So I'm just gonna update the Blueys. Just go refresh it, and then it'll go to 10. But give me a minute. Then I think we'll see a better. We'll be able to crown a real winner, and that's the ultimate. Okay. All right. All right, try it now, I guess.
Yeah, that works.
Refresh, see if it went to 10. Yeah. Okay, awesome. All right, guys, get ranking, and let's see.
Oh man, this is so.
just reverse engineered this like with the answer in my mind, so it was not. Yeah. So.
Okay, I'm gonna drum roll as we go to Google Sheets. And okay, so this is Bluey. Insert one left. Bluey and sum of. I can do equals sum there to there. 355. That's a hell of a score. Oh, wait a second. Did I just do the entire thing? Oops. Yeah. Okay. My mistake. We'll have to redo that. Insert one left. And this is Nespresso. And okay, wait. So this is not till M. It's till G. Yeah. 179. Okay. And then we just take that and put it over here. And whoa! That's a close result. You guys see that?
Dang, that is so close.
That is crazy. All right. Well, congratulations. Let me remove that. Congratulations to Bluey and the entire team at Action Rocket for creating the EMOTY, the emo of 2023, with Bluey's wedding invitation email. Yeah. So thank you to all our guests: Emily, Ammon, Sarah, Gallardo, and Rahi.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure hosting all of you. Thank you for all, your patience with this whole thing. And we wrapped it up in just under 2 hours. So thank you very, very, very much. Really, really appreciate it. It's been great working with you guys. So I hope can have each of you on inboxing in the next few months. I hope to record a bunch of episodes. So yeah, definitely love to hear more about what's going on in each of your work. So yeah, that's it.
For sure.
All right, guys. Yeah, it's 11 o'clock here and it's 12 o'clock in Dubai. So we're gonna go to sleep. And you guys have a wonderful Thursday. All right.
Y'all too. Good night.
All right, guys. That's all, folks. Congratulations to Ben Clay, Bex Osborne, and the BBC Bluey team, and the entire team at Action Rocket. You can find the links to all the email designs in the show notes. Thanks again to our incredible sponsor, Combine. And if you've enjoyed this episode, please share it, rate it, and review it, and subscribe, and ring the bell, and never miss anything at all.